This is a police pursuit in Little Rock, Arkansas. It lasted 2 minutes and 38 seconds. It covered 1.1 miles, and at no point during it did the patrol car's own speedometer pass 41 miles an hour. We counted, second by second, off the numbers the camera burns into its own picture. Every sound in this video is ours. The original audio has been removed in full. Arkansas State Police released this footage with a data strip printed into every single frame. A wall clock, satellite coordinates to 5 decimal places, the patrol car's speed, and 3 small indicator words that tell you when the microphone, the brakes, and the overhead lights are live. That strip is the whole reason this breakdown is possible. It means we do not have to take anybody's word for what happened out there. We can simply read it. This is the start of the release. 10 to 1 in the morning on the 15th of July on Interstate 30 on the south side of Little Rock. The patrol car is doing 56 miles an hour and climbing. Now watch the bottom of the frame. The word lights is still gray. The overheads are off. Nobody is being pulled over yet. Over the next 20 seconds, that number wins up to 71 and then comes back down hard coming off the interstate. 71 is the fastest reading in this entire video, and it happens before the traffic stop has even started.
Stop here. This is the frame the whole story turns on. Look at the bottom center of the picture. The word lights has just gone green. That is the camera telling you the overhead emergency lights are now on. And the clock directly above, it reads 12:49 and 49.
Here it is again at a third of speed. Watch the road ahead turn blue. Everything before this moment is a trooper closing distance on the interstate. It is not a pursuit because nobody has been signaled to stop yet. The pursuit begins right here, 59 seconds into the video.
For seconds after that, the word mic turns green as well. The microphone has been switched on. So we know to the second when the trooper decided this was going to be something.
So pursuit begins. And this is the point where what actually happened stops matching what the words police pursuit put in your head. The first 10 seconds with the lights on, 23 miles an hour, 26, 24. That is a residential speed. A minute later, the patrol car is coming up on Baseline Road, and the numbers have barely moved. 36, 33, and back down into the 20s at every junction. The trooper calls out the turns as they come. Onto Baseline, off onto side streets, then back out onto Baseline again. The car in front never leaves the neighborhood. Here is what we got when we read all 158 of those seconds. Peak speed with the lights on, 41 miles an hour. Average, 25.4. Median, 26. Half of the entire pursuit was run at 25 miles an hour or under, and 96% of it at 40 or under. The number of seconds spent above 45 miles an hour in a clip the internet will happily file under high-speed chase is 0. Total distance from the moment the lights came on to the moment the car stopped, 1.1 miles, adding the speed up a second at a time. In a straight line, it is under a mile. You could walk it in 20 minutes. And this is the end of it. A turn into an apartment complex off Baseline Road, and a slow roll to a stop against a brick wall.
Second pause. This one is about what the trooper is now allowed to do. This is a felony stop. The driver stays in the vehicle, hands out of the window, and comes out only on command. That is not how a drink driving stop normally goes.
What changed it is the fleeing. Under Arkansas law, fleeing in a vehicle is a misdemeanor on its own, carrying a minimum of 2 days in jail. It only becomes a Class D felony if the driving showed extreme indifference to human life and created a substantial danger of death or serious injury.
which is exactly why the speed data matters. 158 seconds averaging 25 miles an hour, with 0 seconds above 45, is the evidence a defense lawyer puts in front of a judge to argue this stays a misdemeanor. Whether that argument wins is a question for a court, and not for us.
The clock reads 12:52 and 27 when the car stops moving. From here, the camera keeps running for another 4.5 minutes without a single cut. The passenger comes out first for minutes and 41 seconds in. The driver does not. The driver stays in that car for 2 minutes and 39 seconds after stopping, arguing about a seatbelt, before finally climbing out through the driver's window onto the bonnet of the patrol car. They're taken to the ground there. On the recording, the driver says an ankle is hurt and that their hair was pulled. We cannot verify either of those from a dash camera at this distance, and Arkansas State Police have not published an account of the arrest. The charges listed with the release run to 10. Driving while intoxicated, second offense. Driving while intoxicated on a suspended license. Refusal to submit to a chemical test. Fleeing. Resisting arrest. Drinking in public. Open container. Improper display of tags. No seatbelt, and offenses involving an interlock device. That last one is the one worth sitting with for a moment. In Arkansas, a second drink driving conviction carries 7 days to a year in jail, fines up to $3,000, a 2-year license suspension, and a mandatory ignition interlock. That is a breath tester wired into the ignition, and the car will not start without it. For first offense, a court can waive that device. For a second offense, the statute gives the court no power to waive it at all. So the interlock charge on this list means the device a court had already ordered was not in the car. The refusal carries its own separate penalty on top of everything else. A second refusal inside 5 years is a 2-year suspension by itself, whether or not the drink driving charge ever sticks. And unlike a first refusal, it does not come with the option of a restricted interlock license. One more thing, because it is the argument that turns up in the comments every single time. On the recording, the driver says over and over that they were trying to reach somewhere safe to pull over. And that is real driving advice. Police forces genuinely do tell people to signal, slow down, and continue to a lit, populated spot rather than stop on a blind shoulder. But it is not a legal right to keep driving, and the trooper's answer on the recording is the one a court would come back to. The driver passed plenty of parking lots. 2 minutes and 38 seconds is a long time to be looking for one. Last thing, and this is the part we can actually prove. We sampled the burned-in clock every 10 seconds across the whole dash camera release. It runs from 12:48 and 50 to 12:57 and 16 without a single jump. 8 minutes and 26 seconds of continuous recording. Nothing was removed from it before it reached us. That is rarer than you would think, and it is the reason we were willing to build numbers on it at all. Everything here came out of one file. An Arkansas State Police dash camera, Unit 301096, released as a public record. The speed, the clock, the coordinates, and the indicator lights were all read off the picture itself. The commentary, the graphics, and every sound you have heard are original. No conviction has been reported. Charges are accusations, and everybody on that list is entitled to the presumption of innocence. If you want more of these, footage read as data instead of shouted over, subscribe. There's a new one every week.